Thank you so much for being with us all the way from 7 a.m. to now 10 a.m. I know a lot of you have been looking out and waiting for, the main story of the day to come through. And I thought, yes, time has run out, but we need to really have her. There are a lot of people who have seen her story and they're inspired by it. And just hearing a word or two from her is enough. To see somebody who is a success story, who has healed, who has walked out of an abusive, marriage, who is going strong and taking care of her children, and really speaking about her story. This alone is enough strength for somebody who relates with the story of Hope Elizabeth Atieno Olang. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please help me welcome to the studios, Hope. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me
here. I know you got a bit complicated and complications within the institution.
Yeah, the geography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we're glad you're here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
How is your healing journey? Before we even talk about the deep stories, if you haven't caught up with the story, we'll just talk about the story later on. How is the healing journey?
The healing journey, I think, is a relapse. When people talk about forgiveness, I believe we talk to God to give us the strength to forgive, because we must forgive as Christians. And that's what we are told, and that's how it is. But there's a relapse to it, because you think you've moved on, then an event comes in and wakes up an emotion or an event or something, and you're back again. You're back to somewhere with your feelings. So I feel like it's a relapse and it's a work in progress each and every day, especially if you left the relationship with children.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where we go at. You didn't even leave a relationship that was a year or 2 years old. It was 15 or more years.
Yes.
Can we hear that story?
I
don't know how much it's a long story to be an hour or two, and this will not be justice, but somebody needs to hear a bit of a story.
Yeah.
When did it start? How did it start?
This was me, 19, singing in a band, my first love, music. And I meet, we go to get things in where we put our things, definitely. Yeah. And the porter or the technician, the niece is there. And that's where it begins. He becomes a good friend. He follows me everywhere. You can't click him off, he's there.
Stuck like glue.
Yeah. So he ends up supporting me, and before I know it, we were in a relationship, and the first child was coming in, and the second child, it was really fast.
So there was no legal marriage at the time?
No. In fact, it ended without a legal marriage. It was more of, we love each other, we are staying together, we are making it through thick and thin,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, now the thick and thin moments, when did things start getting sour from sweet?
I think they were sour from the beginning.
Sour from the beginning? This was 15 years.
I feel like I just didn't know what love really was and how I'm supposed to navigate it. And because in all sense, for a woman, when you enter in a serious relationship, you're supposed to also see some stability and security.
Okay.
And I felt like, those will come in the future. We will work on it. I think I was frolicking in a la la land or something like that. So I was actually the sole breadwinner for a long time in our relationship.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he was figuring himself out. Apparently, he was an orphan and he was going through a lot, and the world was against him. And I was supporting, Yeah, I mean, you have to be supporting as a girlfriend.
You're like, it's going to get better. You were supportive as a girlfriend. Sometimes we're told we do wifely duties as girlfriends. Was that you?
Yeah, you're expected with the community, with the church. And yourself, maybe you feel like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do as a woman. I'm supposed to love through thick and thin, so that when we are together up there, we have even our story,
Yeah.
We're strong together.
I know what you're talking about, and we'll talk about now when things got better. How was it for Hope and her ex-husband? But before that, somebody's watching and saying, Hope, naturally there are times where good men go through tough things. But when you say sour from the beginning, what are these red flags that you saw and you're like, unajimezea tu? I hear one of selling soap and the money never came.
Yeah, that never came. Yeah.
Which other red flags were these?
Okay. In all, my ex was a little bit weird sometimes. But then again, I think because of the difference in our social status, the way we grew up, I think I let him go off with many things,
Okay.
Like a lady comes in your house and knocks very early in the morning. and then you hear them whisper and I pretend to be sleeping, that's a red flag, definitely.
You pretended to sleep?
Yeah, I do. I pretend to sleep.
Okay.
I think I don't like confrontations.
Okay.
And I don't like ugly scenes. Yeah, so I pretend I don't know what is happening. Yeah. When you come from work and he stands there and says, hey, why don't you call me when you're coming? And he locks you out. And
that's your house.
That's my house. I pay for it. And you knock at the door and you're like, why have you locked me out? You know, that's a red flag. But I don't say anything because I was brought up not to practically make chaos or things like that, you know. So I feel like, hey, I got this, yeah. Until when you realize I don't have this, you know, I'm really breaking. I don't know who I am anymore.
Hope you have situations where you had speculations or rumors, and there's a woman who actually also called you and told you, your man is sleeping around with your house help.
Right.
You still kept quiet.
Right.
Why?
Because I felt like that was beneath him. Like, why would he sleep with a house help, you know? If he wanted a side dish, I thought he could do something else, you know, respectfully.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he would respect me. And I think that's what hurted me the most, the lack of respect after all those years, so after everything.
So he still didn't respect you. You already had 4 children.
I think even the cheating part to me was not that big a deal. It is the way he cheated that really got into me.
Okay.
You know? Because I believe a 90% or 90-something% of men cheat. But there was no respect for me, for the family, and for the children. So and I think that really hurt me a lot.
It is very important for a man to respect you in a relationship.
Yeah, I feel it
marriage.
is. I feel so.
You know, a lot of us are listening to your story, might not get the whole details, but at what point do you say this is enough? How did you walk out of the marriage? When did you walk out of the marriage?
Okay, this first of all, you must notice this is 15 years.
Yes.
Meaning there was in and out where you run to your mom and he says, oh, come back and this, and you come back again, okay? Yeah. You feel like, okay, now he's learned his lesson. This time it's going to be really good, yeah? And you come back again. But the last stroke is when now it became where even the neighbors would tell my son that, oh, you know, your father's whore came around. You know, that was hard to hear. Okay? Meaning even the people around knew what was happening. Now, the last stroke is when I decide, okay, you know what? This is enough. You wake up at 12 a.m. and come back 11 a.m. Who does this? You know, who does this? And when it comes home and I've packed my things, because, you know, when people, you know, in Swahili we say, akufukuza kwambi nenda. Ila kwa vitendo. Okay, man passed that. It was get out of my house. Okay. You need to leave. So that time I'm like, I'm ready to leave. I've packed my things. Now he comes to beat me and my son has to come between me and him. And I knew this was the end of it. It can never happen again. This can never repeat itself again.
So your children are involved emotionally. Your son had to protect.
Yes, because before I felt being with him was for my children.
Yes, women feel like that then, almost all the time.
Yeah, but I came to understand I was hurting them a lot. They were in pain. Everything, even when I was running away and leaving them, sometimes coming back, when they narrate the stories, they were in pain. So I realized it was not good for them. What was good is for them to leave the situation.
Wow, so sometimes women who are watching today and saying, I'm staying for my children, sometimes the best thing is to leave for your children.
They're never staying for their children, really.
No?
They're usually staying for themselves, for their dignity. It's never for the children.
Wow.
It's never.
This is quite a
When you
talk.
look right deep, it's never for those children. It is for you. What will the society say? Will they say, I failed? Ulishindwa na kazi? You know? Why did your man sleep around? Why? You know, it is never for the children.
All right.
Yeah.
So hope we are seeing you today, and for you to come out talk about your story. I know you're still in the healing journey.
Right.
COVID came, the situations that came with you financially.
Right.
But we just don't want to have you here, and we don't know how are the children doing, how do people come, you know, I don't know. I know we're about to wrap up the interview. Right. Is there a project you're working on?
That has been a tough journey for me because being a musician, COVID killed my career. Thank you, COVID. And now I had to be homeless and move back to my mom's house. I live in a classroom, believe it or not. It's a semi-permanent house. And I remember my kids could not go back to school after COVID. and one or two people had to come to let her now go back to school again. I am yet trying to find my feet on the ground.
Okay.
It is a process, but I believe I have Jesus, and He's my foundation, and I know He will make a way for me. That one I sincerely believe in. Yes, I believe every journey has a story behind it, and you start from one step or somewhere.
Talking of steps, a lot of people are thinking, okay, Hope, I admire you, and that first step you took, it was to step out.
Right.
But what was the first step in your healing journey? We've seen people go to clergies, people go to therapists, psychologists, family. Which one was it for you?
Well, I don't know. I think for me was I had no time to think about it, really. All I knew is I needed to work.
Okay.
So I can put food on my table. I needed to find a way for the children to go to school. And I think with this, I was busy seeking for a way to start.
All right.
And that is why I even had a space to give him room to be calling and talking to me, and even to ask me money sometimes when he's broke. Because I think I didn't have time really to hate or to, you know, even after he's taken everything I've worked hard for and given to another woman.
He'd still call you?
Oh yes, like I was a marriage counselor for him. Yeah, he would.
So abusers don't change?
No, they don't stop. You have to make a stop. You have to say enough is enough. When you give them even the room to just say hi, because I felt like we could have a progressive relationship for the sake of our children, you know? But there was nothing progressive from his side, you know? When he calls and you allow him to call once, the second time he starts giving demands, like he has another house somewhere waiting for him. You know, he would sometimes even call and say, you know, now I have thought of leaving Mombasa and come now to Kisumu. And I said, okay, where are you coming to again? You know, because it feels like maybe the doors are still open. Hey, you have my 4 children. You're still my woman.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is where the control, we had a psychologist here earlier and talked about control over who they're abusing. So somebody who's abused has to be very firm and strong and close the door. And it's up to you. Yeah,
it's up to you, because according to them, it's always your fault. They don't have a remorse feeling over it. Yeah.
Well, we really want to have this. I feel like I should write to be continued. If we invite you again for a better and deeper session, I hope you can come again. But please talk to somebody back at home, because even just that one word is enough to a struggle. It could be a man being abused, it could be children in an abusive, marriage. It could be a woman watching each day. I will overrun with a minute or two. Just talk to one person at home. Tell them.
Okay. I don't want to be an advocate for marriages not working.
Yes.
But it's never going to change. Trust me. It's never going to change. If he's physically abusing you, if he's emotionally abusing you, if he is sleeping out, we call them serial cheaters, they are never going to change. So make up your mind and make it now. And when you've made up your mind, move on. Put a faith in it and move on. And if you have children in that setup, no, it is not good for them. One way or the other, it's not good for them. Yeah, so just make your move, leave and start early. Because some women say that I have taken so many years in this. I have invested.
Yes.
You are wasting more years. Get out and start investing somewhere else.
You started a fresh home.
Yeah, you
had invested, but you're investing again.
Right.
Beautiful journey, beautiful story.
Right.
How do we find you on social media? And before that, just do a Atieno representing. She sings in the band. Why not drop it for me?
Let me drop for you my own song, okay?
All right, drop it.
Okay. This is a Tayaliel. This is a praise. I'm just praising the Lord just a little bit. Hapa koroda wono simbo Tayaliel. Ay polo baba iroma. Yesu iroma. Baba iroma, iroma, ay, baba iroma, Yesu iroma, baba iroma, iroma, kana alungora, ay, bugoma tut, baba na. That's it.
Oh, I wish we could continue. Where do we get more of your music? Where do we get you? Are you on YouTube?
Yes, I am.
Do I hear more? Baba Iroma.
I'm a YouTuber. It's something I'm passionately about nowadays. Okay, I'm an amateur, but hey, I'm loving it all the way. Atieno Olang family. I vlog on my family. I tell stories. I love to tell stories. My music on YouTube is Atieno Voice of Africa. I believe I'm a voice of Africa. Facebook, I'm Atieno Olang, and Instagram, I'm Atieno with that thing that looks like a dash down.
Underscore?
Yes, that one. Olang. That Atieno with that under thing and Olang, yes.
All right. We like how authentic and real you are. For the first time, my guest told me is that under thing, all right?
I don't know what it's called still.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. We love you. We hope that you come back again and share your journey. Continue inspiring people. And yeah, you're a great mom. I saw one of those comments on YouTube saying you're a great mom.
Thank you. That's all I am. I'm a mother. Whenever I go to the bank and they ask me, what is your career? I write mother.
People, isn't that the best way to end the show? Atieno Olang, hope you are, my producer still feels like you have some final remarks. What are your final remarks? I felt you already did, but you say something more.
You want me to say?
As we close, yes.
Oh, really? I think what I could say a little bit more is when you get your aha moment. I don't know if anybody understands this aha moment, but one day I got my aha moment. And that was a moment of realization. You know, sometimes even when something is over, you're still holding on to something. You feel like, oh, maybe because of the children, maybe the years, maybe the work you put in. But that one day I got my aha moment. And my aha moment was, it does not matter what you did. It does not matter what you put in. It does not matter. Because when somebody has shown you it does not matter, that's what it is. And when you get your aha moment, it is like that one of...
Wake up.
Yes, wake up. That is it. So I got my that it is moment. And right now where I sit, I am happy being known as Atieno Olang.
All right. Miss, no more misses.
Oh, no. I am so happy. I am so happy because in our tradition, there's this thing about if you die, you must be buried. I don't know where.
At your husband's?
No, me, I'm okay with even the cemetery if I haven't bought a land.
Okay.
So my aha moment is good. So get your aha moment. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. I needed those final remarks. I will not say much because it is about you today watching at home. It's about you, Elizabeth, Hope, right here in studios. I hope that everything my guests have spoken about are going to bring you to your aha moment, are going to walk with you through your healing journey. See you again next Wednesday, same place, same time. And you can reach out to her if you want to share her story. If you need a friend, who knows? This could be your friend. Have a lovely week. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. If you're a mother, be a great dad, be a great mom. If you're a dad, be a great dad. Until next time, thank you for watching KUTV Rise today. Mwah. Bye-bye.